Manchester United are reportedly opening talks with Benfica to sign one of their superstars during the summer. The defensive midfielder has become a hot property after establishing himself as a mainstay in Roger Schmidt's side this season. The youngster, who turned 19 in September, has made 27 appearances across all competitions for the Portuguese champions. He also made his first 3 caps, making his debut for Portugal during the Euro 2024 qualifying campaign. According to reports, João Neves is seen as a priority investment following the arrival of Sir Jim Ratcliffe at the club. However, Neves, who has made 9 appearances in the Champions League, has a release clause of €120 million, which equates to £103 million. United believe Neves is worth the investment and are reportedly in talks over a summer deal. But Benfica manager Schmidt has made it clear that Neves will not leave the club during the January transfer window. He said, "We are halfway through the season and we have big goals. We certainly won't let any of these players leave. We need them and no one wants to leave, so there's no question." United transformed themselves by signing fellow Portugal international Bruno Fernandes from Sporting Lisbon in January 2020. The 29-year-old midfielder is currently captain of Manchester United, having scored 47 goals in 143 Premier League appearances for the club. However, Neves has a different profile to Fernandes. He usually plays as a holding midfielder or central midfielder, and his strengths are tackling and interceptions. Manchester United are allowing 20-year-old striker Mateo Mejia to join Sevilla on a free transfer, but will include a 25% sell-on clause in the transfer. Mejia joined United from Zaragoza in 2019 and represented Colombia at U20 level. He's expected to be joined on loan by United midfielder Hannibal Mejbri after the club's game against Tottenham on Sunday afternoon. Fullback Alvaro Fernandes will also leave the team as negotiations continue over his move to Benfica. The 20-year-old has been on loan at Granada, but Benfica are prepared to agree to a loan with an obligation to buy, while United will retain the option to sell and buy back. Fernandes joined United from Real Madrid in 2020 at the age of 17 amid interest from several major European clubs including Barcelona and Man City. He impressed for the under-23s and made 2 substitute appearances at the end of the 2021-22 season, in which he was named the Red Devils Under-23 Player of the Year. Following his spell at Deepdale, he looked to make an impact at United and featured in a number of pre-season friendlies over the summer, as well as being included in the squad for the 3-2 win over Nottingham Forest in August. However, despite injuries to fellow left-backs Tyrell Malaysia and Luke Shaw, Fernandes was sent out on loan to Granada on deadline day and has since made 13 appearances for the La Liga side. The Manchester United winger immediately made his presence known to Dortmund fans upon his return to Bundesliga action on Saturday afternoon. Former Manchester United defender Gary Neville has weighed in on Jadon Sancho's loan move from Old Trafford after the star was closely involved in Borussia Dortmund's 3-0 win over Darmstadt. The 23-year-old is back with the German club until the end of the season after his public exile from the Red Devils through manager Erik ten Hag came to an end earlier this week. Sancho was sacked by the Dutchman for the big match against Arsenal in September due to what the United boss described as poor performances in training, but the star disagreed on social media. In a statement he posted on social media following Ten Hag's comments, Sancho pleaded with fans not to believe what Ten Hag said, claiming he was a scapegoat for the team's poor performances on the pitch. He has since been dropped from the first team and has not played a minute in the Premier League since. Ten Hag also refused to mention the star by name in interviews and press conferences, but responded to a question about the move this week by admitting to the press, "I hope he does well. So I wish him good luck. Here you go. I hope he does well and succeeds." And Ten Hag's hopes look to be coming true as Sancho played a key role in Dortmund's second goal in their 3-0 win. The first goal came from Julian Brandt just before the 30th minute as the England international came on as a substitute in his first match in Germany. However, he replaced compatriot Jamie Bino-Gittens just 10 minutes after the break, allowing the star to make his first appearance in more than 5 months, and it didn't take him long to take advantage of the opportunity. Just 20 minutes later, Sancho collected a pass into the area from Doniel Malen and then crossed into the area for Marco Reus to flick it to the far post. Youssouf Moukoko finished off the game in the 92nd minute with Dortmund's third goal, but Sancho's involvement did not go unnoticed in England, including ex-United star Neville, who took to social media to share his thoughts on the move. In a post on X, he simply tweeted 2 laughing emojis, suggesting he believed Sancho's decision to loan him out of the club was inevitable. Manchester United legend Gary Neville couldn't help but laugh after seeing Jadon Sancho provide an assist in his first game for Borussia Dortmund. United fans wanted this transfer to go differently. There has been so much hype surrounding Sancho since he finally joined United for a whopping £73 million in 2021. Sancho tore up the Bundesliga but simply couldn't replicate that form in the Premier League. Hot and cold performances are one thing, but a falling out with Erik ten Hag meant he was effectively out of action since the end of August. Sancho needed to get his career back on track and ended up returning to familiar surroundings with a loan spell back at Dortmund, ending just a few days ago. It was no surprise that Sancho came on as a substitute when Dortmund traveled to face Darmstadt on Saturday evening. However, Edin Terzic brought on Sancho as a substitute and the United defender instantly impressed. Sancho did a great job of getting behind the Darmstadt defenders and passing to Marco Reus. Dortmund won 3-0 and Sancho enjoyed a dream return to the Bundesliga. The assist against Darmstadt won't exactly wow United fans, but it's just the start Sancho needed after more than 4 months away from Old Trafford. Some United fans will think Sancho's immediate impact on Dortmund is typical. Sancho immediately scored for Dortmund, which was a kick in the teeth for United fans who had never seen the best of him. Gary Neville is one of them, simply posting 2 laughing emojis on social media in response to Sancho scoring Reus' goal. Neville clearly finds it amusing that Sancho made an immediate impact at Dortmund, having not only been out of favor with United but also failing to hit peak form throughout his time at the club. There's a real sense that players seem to shine everywhere until they end up at United, at which point their abilities seem to fade, as if the nerds from Space Jam were lurking around Old Trafford, ready to pounce. Sancho's assist certainly confirms that theory, and Neville, along with the United fans, can only laugh for now, but also hope that other players will indeed reach their best in the famous red shirt in the future. Manchester United have already transferred 3 players from the club in January. Sergio Reguilón has left Old Trafford for good, and Manchester United have ended his loan, forcing him to return to North London with Tottenham Hotspur. Jadon Sancho has returned to Borussia Dortmund on loan only, and his first 35 minutes for the Black and Yellows went very well for the 23-year-old. Then there's Donny van de Beek, who left Carrington for Eintracht Frankfurt, where he was loaned out until the end of the season. Yesterday he made his debut for the Bundesliga team. The player, on loan from Manchester United, played 63 minutes as his side beat RB Leipzig 1-0 away. It was a decent relegation for Donny and a stunning result for his new club, and Leipzig are certainly one of the best teams in all of Germany. Not a bad stretch for the Dutch playmaker, who has not played regular football for some time. The 26-year-old was delighted to be back on the pitch as he looks to try to revive his career away from Old Trafford. He wrote on Instagram, "Happy to end my debut with a win." Former Manchester United teammates also congratulated Donny on his rare game time. Harry Maguire and fellow loanee Sancho left comments consisting only of smiley faces. Sancho, of course, joins Donny in the Bundesliga. His return to Dortmund also took place yesterday, which could have gone much better for the 23-year-old. Gary Neville had something to say about this. 2 good starts for loan players in Germany. They will be desperate to make a case for United and Erik ten Hag in the remainder of the Bundesliga season.